I got you. Yes, sir. Thoughts on Pickens this year? I love Pickens. I draft so much George Pickens. I try to at least. I have a lot of them in best ball. So I've been taking him as my wide receiver 3. And I just think there's nothing but upside. I mean, you talk about a guy that was like 1,100 yards last year on 60 catches. I'm just imagining when those targets increase and he gets better looks out the slot this year, we might see a crazy version of George Pickens this year. I figured that league was 10 man. I figured it was 10 man. Fantasy football TikTok guy said Diggs was washed. He's an amateur. Once he said that, nothing like my guy Jahan. I'll be honest with you. As we got 30 seconds left into this draft, it's not just the TikToker saying that. There's a lot of people really running with the narrative that Diggs is washed because of the second half of last year. It's either going to expose me in a major way or expose a lot of people as casual fans, and maybe I'm the casual. Maybe I'm the one who doesn't watch enough Stephon Diggs, and I didn't take enough into account the second half of the season that he had. But we're going to find out in like 5 days who was right about Stephon Diggs. And I'm willing to bet I'm part of the good side of history on that. So the draft is about to start finally. It feels like forever since we were able to get into this draft, man. Let's get into it. Probably wait another fucking 10 minutes now, right? So obviously this ADP is about to shake me up because I've been drafting mostly on Sleeper and Yahoo. Everybody's been saying this ESPN ADP will get you. So we're going to get this thing all dialed in. He's still 1,000-yard wide. Exactly. I just don't know how, in my head, I can't comprehend Stephon Diggs, at least this season, not being at least at floor 1,000-yard guy. I can't comprehend it. And I definitely cannot comprehend him being the third best receiver on his team. That don't make sense. Why do we got so many auto picks? We really got 7 auto picks in here? Damn. That's all right, though. We got to roll with the punches. We couldn't get this thing filled? I thought we could get it filled, man. We couldn't get this one filled? The last one was filled. Oh, it's people probably coming in late. My bad. I'm tripping. Hopefully that first pick is taken. You think T-Law is a solid quarterback? I got T-Law, Kamara. I think T-Law is more than a solid quarterback. You're good to go, Zach. I would trust T-Law in a single QB league. 12 in full point PPR. You got Mahomes, Achane, Jacobs, Tyreek. Aaron Jones, Stevenson. Why is it so hard for me to read tonight? Oh, Dunze, Javonte Williams, Jaden Daniels, Trey Benson, Musgrave, Shakir. Thoughts. Mahomes, Achane, Jacobs, Tyreek, and Achane. With McLaurin as your number 2, your receivers are trash, bro. Professor, I'm not a fan of this so far, bro. You only got Tyreek Hill and Terry McLaurin. What did you do? Why'd you get 4 backs? There had to have been some better receivers that you could have got. I think you did okay with like stacking up on mid-tier RB2s, but I'm not a fan of this. In the 12-team league, I think you could have did much better. Is this super flex too? Mahomes and Jaden Daniels, like I don't understand what you're doing here. So your only receivers are Terry McLaurin. You got Tyreek Hill, Romo Dunze, and Jameson Williams. I think you could have did better here, bro. I'm not going to lie. So if I were you, I'd be looking at these running backs as like trading pieces. But the good thing is you only start 2. It's not really a concern for you until later on in the season. But I'm not really feeling that team. I'm not going to hold you. Squint. I'm on the clock. My auto pick would be Puka Nacua. Why are they doing that to me when he's the number 12 here on the board? See, they're trying to mess me up, bruh. He's not even the next best receiver on the board. And I didn't even do my, whatchamacallit. I didn't even do my rankings. But here at this spot, I know obviously running backs are going to go. I'm going to make sure to grab one so I don't feel bad if I reach. And this looks like these projected points. This is in half point, isn't it? Is this half point PPR? Is that why? This looks like half point PPR to me. Am I right about that? I think this is half point PPR. That's why these rankings are different. And we're only playing 2 receivers. So that's why these rankings, everybody that's asking about ESPN rankings, the reason why it's so different on ESPN when you draft is because these are half point rankings. Right? Those have to be half point rankings. Like on, let's see, projection, season. Am I tripping or am I right? Let's see, like Garrett Wilson's projected for 274 on here. Oh, I'm on the clock. Shit. I'll take Jonathan Taylor too. Garrett Wilson's projected for 251 here. 274 on sleeper. Damn, how'd I got Taylor and Barkley? Devontae's projected for 233 on here, and Devontae's projected for 234 on here. So no, it's full PPR. I have it wrong. Full PPR. This is full PPR. This is a very good tip, Trey. Use the Vegas lines because they're smarter than all of us. They have Diggs projected right there with Nico as a 1A, 1B. And yes, you can use Vegas lines to your advantage to kind of let you know if you're right or wrong about a player. One player that I really use that on is like Marv. And if you really think Marv's a 1,300, 1,400 yard guy, be all over that line. It's like 1,000 yards. They haven't paid for like 1,000 yards. 10 team, what do you think? Kyler Breeze, Javonte Puka. This has a lot of players. I don't really. This looks like I'm not gonna lie to you. This looks like a Twitter team. This don't look like a J-Hen team. You got Breeze, Puka, Nico, Waddle. I think this looks like my guess is you'd be on Twitter a lot. If I had to guess, Jalen Warren, Rico Dowdle, Chase Brown, you'd be on Twitter a lot, don't you? I think this team is okay. I think you could have used some stronger receivers since you took Breeze first. Your next pick was what? Puka and Debo. So I think this could have been a stronger team, but it's not bad. This has a chance at playoffs, and the 12 team is kind of weak. 12 team, this is kind of weak, actually, especially 2 flex. Unless you really believe in Puka and Nico, but I have a feeling you get yourself like on this is maybe not even Twitter. It's just this is the typical type team that I expect to see. Kyler is my breakout quarterback this year, my favorite quarterback to draft. Puka has all kind of upside. Like this looks like to me like a normal fantasy analyst team. Definitely not in the J-Hen realm. Definitely not in the J-Hen realm. It's not bad. It's just not a me team. No. Bro. I gotta play this board a little better, bro. I gotta play this board a little better. So what I'm looking at here is I see some guys that automatically I think their fantasy points are a little off. Like a Brandon Ayuk to me is down there. So I'm gonna take. I think Debo just went. I'm gonna go with Ayuk here. But I see a couple players that just their fantasy points are off. So what I'm doing is anticipating like, all right, I think I can still find a lot of value. Maybe it's not in projected points, but I can find a lot of value in my players. So that's how I'm doing this here. I'm going to stack up right now because I value the receiver position a lot more than most. Even though we only start 2 receivers here, I feel like you need 2 elite guys. And I already addressed running back, so I can load up at receiver. And in PPR leagues, you want to have more receivers anyway. Look, if you look right now, all these players are receivers. All the next projected points for receivers. I don't know why they got Malik so high, bro. Yeah, I'll take Diggs, bro. I'll take Diggs. No, I'm gonna take DK right here because I think I can get Diggs later. Sometimes you got to take players based on where they're at ADP wise. I still haven't seen a name. I was trying to find them. And my next pick isn't until in a 10 team league. I got like probably the 49th pick. Did somebody already grab him? Oh shit, he already went. I was looking for Cooper Kupp, but somebody already grabbed his ass. But I see a bunch of my guys around that area, so I ain't tripping. I was trying to get in. My bad, bro. Let me get through some of these questions. My receivers are Garrett Wilson, Cooper Kupp, London Pickens, Deontay Sutton. You think I have solid wide receiver value? You got Garrett Wilson, Kupp, London. You're fine. Pickens, yes. You got your 4 receivers deep, maybe 5 if you want to consider Deontay startable. You're more than fine. Who you benching week 1? I gotta look at the matchups. I'll be on Monday. I'll be on. I'll probably do a longer stream on Monday. I got a couple drafts. I'm just gonna draft them all here on live, but I'll be dialed in week 1 either Monday or Tuesday at the latest. Monday or Tuesday at the latest. 8-man full PPR. What do you think? I think you did pretty good here, bro. Got good running backs, good receivers. I don't really see any glaring holes. 8-man league, you should be good, bro. Good job. You like Jaden Daniels or Cousins as a starter for week 1? I got to look at the matchups. Probably Jaden Daniels for the upside. In other league, I have Mahomes, Pacheco, Mixon. I bet this is a solid team too. That Mahomes, Pacheco stack. Be careful of that though. I think you should do it on sleeper. These autos are messing up the possibility to get value from auction. No, we're doing our auction draft on ESPN, but right now this is. Our other draft's going to be on sleeper, but this draft, somebody asked to see what this looked like on here, and I'm not mad at it because this is way different. ESPN is bad, yeah. I feel like ESPN, if you're drafting on ESPN, you got to convince your league mates not to. All right, so top player on the board. Okay, I'll take him. Calvin. What RBs are left? Bet. So it looks like right around here, around this 45 range, we start to get more into like the regular values of it. Feels like the running backs and receivers are flipped, and the running back like 10 to 20 to 15 range, the 7 to 15 range, and then the receivers from the like wide receiver 9 to like 20 range are flipped. That's what it feels like. And then for me, I'm not going to stop. Good job getting Godwin there. I'm not going to stop grabbing receivers to grab a tight end, even in a 10-team league. I'm just going to continue to load up because these seasons get long. And when you can find elite talent up here still, there's no reason to pass on it for positions. When for sure I'm going to get a quarterback that I like, and probably for sure I'm going to get a tight end that I like too. Yes, this is full PPR. I had to go through it in my head. It's just I think some of the projections are off. Their projections are just different. Do you think it's a bad idea for me to start Kupp and Puka? I was able to get Puka in the second. Could have passed on Kupp in the fourth. You have to start your guys, and I think that's a good offense to be tied to. And as long as it's PPR, you should be fine. As long as you're PPR, that should be fine. Think about this. Have you ever started AJ Brown and you started Mike Evans and one of them did you dirty and one of them went off for you? That's the same thing that's going to happen in that Rams offense. Both of those players are being drafted as top 20 wide receivers for a reason. They're both good. So don't be worried about that. I always hate don't draft 2 receivers from the same team. Hardly ever do you get just a 0 from your offense, and that'd be the week that it hurts you. Maybe there's 2 of those weeks out of the entire year. I'd be curious to see what like Mike Evans and Godwin looked like last year, or even like Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. But in PPR leagues, you get points per catch. So even if they're both 4 catches for 60 yards, it doesn't hurt you like in other leagues. Like you're not just getting, 6 points. You're getting 10 points from both players. 10-man PPR, should I try to trade for someone? Always looking to trade up before week 1. If you're going to trade before week 1, it needs to be a trade up. Most of the time, unless you're in a thinner league and you need the depth, most of the time it needs to be a trade up. Most of the time. I'd be trying to acquire studs. So here what I'm looking at, I know we have a lot of bench spots. I'm looking at how can I fill my bench, especially with running backs, because this is only a 2 receiver league. So I'll be looking at receivers and running backs still. As far as tight ends, I still see 3 or 4 tight ends I don't mind taking right now. In a 10-team league, I want to get a good one. But I still see a lot of receivers here that are falling that I like, especially here in ESPN leagues. Yeah, I see about 3 or 4 more that I like here. Quarterbacks, I see 6 quarterbacks that I would take. Maybe. So right now, yeah, I'm gonna keep it rolling. Let me see what running backs are here. This ESPN ADP is crazy. All right, I'm gonna grab the receiver I want, and that's Jaden Reed. I wanted to take Keenan, but I got enough old guys. I need some upside. And then I'm going to grab the running back that I wanted next pick. He'll be there. Kyle Pitts, good job. I'm taking Javonte. So I know a lot of people don't like this strategy. People like getting dart throws. I love, especially in 10-team leagues, just stacking up on elite players. Because what's the position everybody looks at on their team, especially when it comes to trades or when somebody gets hurt? The most impactful position is the running back and receivers. So a lot of people will look at this draft and be like, Jahan, you haven't taken a quarterback. You haven't taken a tight end. You haven't taken a defense or kicker. I'm probably not going to take a defense and a kicker just being honest, unless this thing makes me. But I'm trying to find as much upside as I can to get me through the season, especially in 10-team leagues, because I want to be able to have talented players in my lineup at all times through the bye weeks, through injuries. Through the bye weeks and through injuries. Why is Andrews falling so late? It feels just he doesn't have no upside. And there's too many tight ends. So you got Kelsey, you got Laporta, you got McBride, you got Kittle, you got Pitts, you got Kincaid. So Andrews is like, you think he's going to get 1,000 this year? He's going to get 10 touchdowns with Derrick Henry there now? It's just there's not a whole lot of upside. You think Kamara's going to finish top 10? Why wouldn't I? I for sure I think Kamara's going to be top 10. I don't think it's even a question. No, you're all good, man. Don't trip. Where can I see your tier list? Wondering where you have a couple guys ranked. So I have my free rankings. They're on the Autograph app. The link is in the description. But I also have my Dub Club, which you can find my draft guide, and that has my most up-to-date rankings. It's $25. I discounted it from $35, and I'm gonna have it up until Monday. After Monday, I'm gonna get rid of it. So if you want the draft guide, let me know. I can put a link here. I think the code is LF. I'll just put a link to it, bro. You can get it if you want it. A link to my draft guide is right here. It is my turn. There's the link to the Dub Club. Tajay Spears is still here, bro. Yeah, we're going Tajay Spears right here. Tajay Spears. So now I'm getting to like flex range players that I consider flex range players. This is where I think there's a little bit more like ambiguity. Like these players could hit, maybe they don't, maybe they do. So now it was my turn. I'm like, all right, now everybody else has pretty much got their quarterbacks. Most everybody has their tight ends. Now I can start to like lock in on players. And for me, this is David Njoku territory. So I think most everybody else probably has a quarterback. Most people aren't taking two. And say Jordan Love's gone, Brock Purdy's gone, Jaden Daniels is gone. Excuse me. I feel really good about some other quarterbacks late. I love Trevor Lawrence. I'd start Kirk Cousins. I'd start Aaron Rodgers. Like if you look at projected, Aaron Rodgers is even close to Jordan Love. Like it's the difference between these back end QB1s and these mid-tier QB2s is not very much. So yeah, if you're looking for the tier list, it's you can find all my rankings there. Anthony, what's good, bro? What's happening? 10-man PPR starters are Dak, Dak, Gibbs, Achane, Lamb, London, Moore, Kincaid, McLaurin. I think this is a good starting lineup, my man. Good job. This is half-point PPR. Would you take Jettas over Barkley and Taylor over one of these running backs? No, if it was half-point PPR, I'd be more apt to take the running backs. If this was knowing that this was PPR, I couldn't figure it out. But knowing it's PPR, I might have taken a receiver, but the second pick, I was a little late getting to it because I was reading a comment. And I didn't see who all was there, but getting Jonathan Taylor in the second round. I do that in PPR anyway. 10-man maybe, but I probably would have done that anyway. Saquon and JT, I'm not mad at that at all. Going to do another mock after this. This one went pretty fast. Caleb, Bijan, Achane, Cup, Debo, Kincaid. A lot of teams rate the team. This is a good team, bro. It's a solid 8 out of 10, 8.3 out of 10. I just don't like the quarterback. If you had a better quarterback, I'd be happy with it. Sully was good. Good question here, T-Time. Texas T-Time. Texas T, this is a good question. If you don't take a kicker, do you just find one every week or get 0 points? The only way I would ever take 0 points is if I had a win and it was Monday Night Football and I didn't need any points. So sometimes I'll do things like that. Like this is going into the more experienced bag, but let me make this quick and I'll explain this. So you guys took on my quarterbacks, I see, huh? Jaden just went. Who else is here? All right, bet. Very good question here. So if you don't take a kicker, do you just find one every week or get 0 points? So the goal is if I don't draft a kicker, I'm gonna pick one up right before the games on Sunday, probably, right? I'm gonna carry out my lineup all the way. I'll try to make trades or I'll hold on for any news. And then I'll find a guy that was gonna be on waivers anyway and just throw him back to waivers, right? That's typically how I do it if I don't draft a kicker or a defense. And then I'm always trying to trade. Like I use my bench as a weapon. So before the games, I'll try to trade. And then what I'll do is I'll assess how it's going, right? And if I feel like I'll get a win, hold on. I don't want to take him here, but I'm gonna take him here anyway. If I feel like I'm gonna get a win, like I said, this is a little advanced. This is a little like I'm kind of playing the advanced card here. But if I feel like I'm gonna get a win, then I'll just hold my guys, right? Like say my kicker would have got 5 points and I won by 20, then I don't even need to pick up a kicker. And some people that look at total points as a win, they forget to think about things like this. They don't know that people like me exist, right? So sometimes people look at total points. My whole goal is to get wins and get to the playoffs and then win the championship. So what I'll do is I'll hold out as long as possible until I need a kicker, and then I'll get a kicker if I need to pick one up on Sunday or if I feel like I'm in a bad matchup. If roster's locked, then that's different. Then I'll get a kicker before roster's locked. But typically, leagues, you can pick up a kicker before the game start and it won't affect your team. Part two to that is sometimes I will drop a kicker. I will drop a kicker or a defense. If I won by 30 points and it's Monday night and I don't have anything else left and I can drop a player to pick up somebody who's on a bye, I will do that too. I'll pick up a young player that's on a bye that I think will be a waiver wire pickup. I'll pick up a player in advance for next week beforehand. So it depends on your league settings, if all the players lock, or if you're able to pick up players that are unlocked. But I really use that bye week. I use bye weeks as a strategy. I use my kickers and my defense to my advantage. Like I try to play my lineup all the way through. So it's difficult for me to explain that when I'm not mid-season and how I play that. But during the season, I'll let you guys know when I do something like that. All right, I got like 6. Let me see. I'm gonna try to get one more. I know I'm good here. Let me go another running back. Who's here? Oh, Blake is here still? Let me get Blake. Blake Corum. So I have everything but a defense, kicker, and a bench spot. Let's see if don't they make you take a whatchamacallit on here? What tight ends are here? Oh yeah, let's grab Firemouth too, bro. Yeah, see, they're gonna make me take a defense and kicker on here. They'll make me take a defense and kicker. It's fine. But yeah, there's ways to be strategic with your lineups. If you want the draft guide, that's the link to the draft guide. Use code LASTCHANCE24 to get $10 off of it for your draft this weekend. You don't think Andrews is top 5? I never said that. I think Andrews is the top 5 tight end. He just doesn't have the upside to be like the way I have it. I think the 3 that are ahead of him for sure are McBride, Kelsey, Laporta. For sure, those 3 are ahead. I think Andrews is probably 4th. Kittle is right there. Both of those guys, Kittle and Andrews, they're consistently top 3 guys. Andrews has had the trouble of staying on the field to be top 3, while Kittle has consistently been a top 3 guy over the years. I like Kittle. I like drafting Kittle way more than I like drafting Andrews, and both of them have limited ceiling. Kyle Pitts and Dalton Kincaid going after them have a lot more ceiling to me. They both could be like tight end 1 if things go right. There's just a lot more question marks and risk. So I absolutely think Andrews is top 5 drafting, right? He should be an ADP, but do I think he could be the tight end 1 this year? All right, defense is a sleeper defense I have. This isn't going to come as a surprise, but with the additions that this Falcons team has made, I really like the Falcons defense this year. Getting Justin Simmons and Matthew Judon, I don't think these sites have adjusted for that yet. Is Rice still a good pick with Brown coming back? Yeah, I think he's a good pick. Just don't go crazy. Like a lot of people are pushing him up into like the top 25 receivers, top 20 receivers. Be careful with that. And then kicker, who's ADP should now just get Tucker. I have nobody drafted a kicker. I'll take Justin Tucker then. Good job on everybody waiting for kicker. Good job with everybody doing that. I wanted to take Robinson in my home league, ended up with Hall. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, I've completed the draft. Let's take a look at the team. All rounds. Can I just do my team, bro? How do I just look at my team? Oh my, I have to go over here. All right, well, I'm just going to rate my team. I'm not going to rate it, but I got Trevor Lawrence, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Brandon Ayuk, DK Metcalf, David Njoku, Calvin Ridley, Falcons defense, Justin Tucker, T. Higgins, Jaden Reed, Javonte Williams, Tajay Spears, Chase Brown, Blake Corum, Pat Fryermuth. What do you guys think of the team? Drafted from the 9 spot. So we drafted from the 9 spot in a 10-team league. What do you guys think of the team? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Should we run another one? Y'all want to run another one? If you guys want to run another one, let me know. I'm heated. I thought I was in your draft, but I'm in a random one. It's all good. I can get another one going. If you guys want another one, I'll drop it in the chat. 12-team league, Kyler, Kamara, Jacobs, St. Brown, Cup, Godwin. Good job. McBride, Jaden Reed. This is a 12-team league? You followed the draft guide. You did good, bro. Kyler, Kamara, Jacobs, St. Brown, Cup, Godwin. I think you did pretty good. What y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all think you did good? Aiden's team, did Aiden do good? What do you think of 10-man keeper leagues? I like 12-team leagues, to be honest with you. I think there's less talent. Like, I look at my team and I'm like, bro, this is too stacked. Like, this has too many players on. This is the type of team I would turn into a super team because all I'd be doing is trading for stud players. I would just be taking advantage of good weeks when studs had bad weeks and just pairing up these guys, and my whole starting lineup would be all studs by the end of it. If, like, in the 10, we have a 10-team super flex draft we're going to do on Monday. You guys will see, like, in 10-team leagues, it's not fair. I create super teams in 10-team leagues, bro. I hate doing 10-team leagues because to me it's kind of easy, but like I find myself, I create super teams in those leagues. Any more drafts? We'll get another one going.